I got it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Upper Mississippi River Valley. We're joined today with the Rockhound, and we are going to be plowing just like where we left off last stream. We are plowing in field 23, and we're probably going to then go tackle field 24 after that. We've got, I'm going to be using Follow Me, and we're going to have 3 tractors working this field for now. And we may, if we're lucky, get joined by another special guest here in a little bit. He's currently working on getting the map and the mods and so forth. Let's see here. This is gotta remember what we do for as far as our offset. Hey Robert, hey Henry, hey Chris.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for coming out and joining us.
$15 meters. Oh no! Your GPS is set for 15.4.
I'm perfect.
Okay.
Shouldn't do high five when we go by each other. Maybe.
All right. So I'm gonna be taking 2 lanes since I've got the follow me going on.
All right.
So when you get to the end, skip 2 and come back.
All right.
All right. So we want. Hold this guy. Want to do. Left. No, we don't want to do a left offset, right? I want to do a right offset. It's always backward of what I think I want. Wrong way there. Let's see if that works. Robert was first, Henry was second, and I'll settle that they're arguing who was able to leave the first comment.
I see Robert first as myself.
Yeah, Robert was first in my chat, so that's all that counts.
Yep.
Henry was second, Chris was third, all of you within the same minute, so I would say you all
popped up there at once, it looked like to me.
Yeah, no need to be arguing, we're all adults, right?
Yeah.
We act like adults some days. Other days we don't so much. I really like the tire flex. It's just cool. I really like the Kloss. It's just cool.
Oh, it's bad. I love it.
DoughBoy thinks I've got a thing for Kloss now. He thinks it's my favorite tractor of the whole wide world. I didn't say it wasn't either, so...
No. It's up there in the top 10, ain't it? Top 5?
Oh, it's probably in the top 5 for sure. Probably in the top 1. Between this and I like those Fendt favorites.
Yeah.
I like them. They just got a nice look to them. Chris Reb wants to know if we're using the backhoe augers. You can't get them to load into the Brock bins. We will be. We haven't had a need to use them yet because we don't have any crops. We do have wheat and barley planted, so we should be able to harvest those here in early summer. But right now we haven't had a need for them. Now the yep, you don't hit. And
Looks like we skipped a little bit there.
There's a little bit of a skip.
Yeah.
But that might be because I've got the follow me guy on a 15 meter offset.
Yeah, he's overlapping you a little bit.
But if you've got the updated 2.1 map and you got the updated bins, the fill trigger on them is at the top, not at the the side, the top door that's close to the edge. It's at the top center. Hey, country girl, how are you doing?
Robert, my map is coming along fairly nicely, a little slow. A lot of detail, man. A lot of detail. Gonna be a while.
Glad country girl could take a break from whacking zombies.
Hey, country girl.
Oh, I don't know then. I know the guys that did the map, even when they did videos on how to use the augers, they had a little bit of an issue with getting things lined up and everything. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying it and kind of hesitant to try it at the same time.
Meow.
Oh, who's that?
Meow. The one.
Let's see who it is now. We have Delta Bravo in chat.
Just want to say hi, dude. I'm working, but just want to say hi.
Alright.
What's up, dude?
I get it now, your little cat comment, because my herding cats comment about your channel.
There you go.
Go get some gummy worms.
I'll do that. Take care. Have a good stream, buddy.
Alright, thanks. Hey, Jeffrey, how you doing?
Hey, Jeffrey.
Remember to skip. Okay, you skipped two. Let's see if we overlap. We may just have a little strips where we have the follow me guy.
We hit right dead on.
Yeah, we're good. Right. Do a little ink cab plowing. Down our sunshade so when we turn around we're not blinding ourselves. Hey Mark, how you doing? So I was wondering, Mark, how on earth you managed to crash that car into the bush over on Crawford Farm. I was trying to look at the crash site and I really didn't even see the bush you hit, so I'm not sure what was going on there. Let's see if this guy gets hung up in the ditch. Kinda took a wide turn and forgot about him.
Uh-oh.
He's a Colossus, he'll pull through. Look at that. He didn't even hesitate, just like whatever. Little dip in the ground is nothing.
No, not for the cloth.
There you go, they got the sunshade working. Without the sunshade, we got the sun in our eyes. Pull that thing down. There, that's better. We can't see the heck where we're going, but UMRV's going good. We're in mid-spring, so we still got quite a way to go. We got quite a number of fields to still work, but we also got a fair number of fields with crop in them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. So, see, we've got sunflowers over here. We've got grass up here in 12. We've got oats here. We've got canola. wheat, barley. We got rye, spelt, triticale there. We got where's pigs? Got potatoes in 6. We got millet in field 19. This isn't our. We didn't plant this. This is just showing up. Got worked all of these fields. Once we plow these 2 fields here, 23 and 24, we'll have fields 1 through 32 plowed out of 54 fields. So this is not too bad. They're all in various stages of fertilizing. So it's coming along. It's coming along slow. I mean, we really don't do. I don't do a lot of off-camera work on this map, simply because I don't have a lot of spare time to do that with. Because I'm kind of hammering out the 24-day map. Churn Farm's pretty good. I was telling Rockhound that I'm into early autumn on that map. As far as the recordings go, I think the video releases are still in early summer. I'm a whole season ahead, basically.
Cool.
Chris says Crawford Farm looks really nice. It does look pretty nice. I had about 10 minutes to jump into it the other day and take a look around. Some interesting things in there I haven't seen other people do. I like the what are those half dome buildings? How do you pronounce them?
Quonset hut.
Yeah, he's got 2 of those, and one of them is buried underneath of the foundation of another building, so it's like in the ground, and it's set up for what he calls cold storage for like your root crops. You tip your root crops in that Quonset hut that's under the ground, so that it's, you know, a dry, cool place to keep those root crops fresh, I guess.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he's got a building, and he's got the land built up around it like a hill. That's something I haven't seen anybody do before.
Well, Robert, on your comment, I'm glad to hear you got it worked out, bud. Good deal. Multi-fruit.
Alright, we're coming back, so you're gonna skip 2. Back, make sure our follow helper's doing what he's supposed to do.
Oh, getting dark already in it. There's the moon.
I think our follow guy is doing very well.
Fire him.
We will if our guest can make it.
Oh, I'm getting low on gas here.
What?
I'm getting low on diesel fuel.
Oh, what are you at?
350.
Oh, that's plenty. I ran these things to like 50 liters.
I remember that.
You hear that?
No.
Uh-oh. You need to not disconnect your plow.
You got me all pushing the wrong buttons.
So, the sky's a little odd on this map, because on this map, apparently the sun sets and the moon rises on the same side of the horizon.
Right.
But beyond that, we get the stars fade in really cool, and then the clouds and everything fade out.
I like how that transitions is really nice.
Mark needs me to help pick out a bale fork. Well, I know what kind of bale fork I like. That's the bale fork I like, Jeffrey. I like the Kotek 4 bale fork. It's all manual. No,
Yeah.
no cheating locking script for you there.
Nope. Alright.
I usually go for the auto load, but on Churn Farms I decided I had plenty of time. I was going to manually load all the bales on a trailer. By the second load of bales, I was rethinking that idea. But I'm going to keep with it.
Hang in there, buddy.
I'm going to keep with it. Where are we at? Oh, we're maybe about halfway through the field.
Yeah, we're about midfield.
Alright, speeding up. I'm going to speed up time.
Thank you.
Get dark real fast. Open up the windows.
Let in some of that night air.
That's right. Oh. Mark likes the Kotek and CSZ. Well, the CSZ, that's the one that's got locking on it, don't it? One of those cheater forks. I don't know what the Kerfab is. What the Kerfab fork is?
No.
It's just a standard fork.
I ain't not sure if I heard that one or not.
Yeah, but the the 4-bale Kotek's pretty cool. You know, with the little gripper claws.
Mm-hmm.
But the gripper claws don't really hold the bale that good. They keep it from like sliding side to side, but if you stop abruptly, the bale's gonna fly forward.
Yep.
And if you do what I've done a couple times with a telehandler, you whip the telehandler around a little bit too quick, a little bit too tight.
Yeah.
There goes all 4 bales flying off
Right.
your forks. I was a little jealous of Mark the other day. I found out that Eustace Pharmer was doing a live stream on American Truck Simulator. I didn't get the notice. I found he posted it after the fact, and
Oh heck.
Mark was in there chatting it up with him.
Oh heck.
So I was like, "Oh man,
Missed out.
missed out." I'm trying to get him in. Oh, I messed that up. Oh. Don't skip 2, skip 1.
Alright.
Because I messed up. It's dark, I messed up. So I've been trying to get him into the the Three Dudes West Coast multiplayer server. Oh, there you already skipped one. You can turn around and catch what we missed. I'll pick up.
Yeah, I skipped 2 rows last time I come up.
Yeah, I didn't skip 2. I forgot which way the. I forgot which way he was on.
Which side he was on?
Yeah.
Alright, well I'll turn right and come back up and catch this little.
I'll have to look the curve fab bales up when we're done, if I remember. Jeffrey says it locks all 4 bales together, but it basically makes one giant bale. So if one falls, they all fall off.
Yeah, I see that.
I like the Kotek because I'm using the Black Sheep modding 4 bale stacker. Some light that goes on behind the square baler.
Yeah.
And that way I can just, with the square baler, I can stack 4 square bales and then it unloads. Then I can bring the Kotek right up, hook up to all 4 bales and plop 4 bales on a bale trailer.
Cool.
The hardest part was finding a bale trailer that didn't get super tipsy with 4 bales on it, with a 4 bale high stack.
Right. They sure want to fall over and get up there that high.
Yeah, you know, 3 bale highs is fairly stable. You go to 4 and all of a sudden lots of things get tipsy.
Yeah.
But there's this Smith trailer. It's a green, I think it's in the in-game mod hub. It's a green bale trailer. I think it's Smith something. It's got optional ramps that you could hook up and they animate to the back and hook up.
Right.
But that trailer is like, I think the guy that modded it made it like weigh a whole lot more than it should weigh.
Right.
And it's put the center of gravity way low. So it deals with, you know, a 4 high stack. It deals with 32 bales on the trailer pretty good.
Cool.
But when I try to pull it with my little Merlot telehandler,
Want to go?
It's hard to pull it. It'll do it, but you know that it's pulling a lot of weight because it doesn't want to pull it.
Wow.
Jeffrey saying that you gotta have a weight on the back. I found that I used to really like that blue New Holland telehandler, and I found a mod weight for the back of that telehandler that would attach to it. And I know Eustace Pharmer's got a New Holland telehandler that has a rear hitch that you can hook a weight to.
Yeah.
But the Merlot, it must be modded with a big weight. It must be heavy in the mod because it picks things up that other telehandlers would tip forward on, but it just picks them up and goes just fine with it.
Nice.
It must have a big concrete block in the back.
It could have. I moved my GPS over because I was getting about 4 rows over on you.
Let me skip again.
Yeah, my plow was overlapping your marks by about 4 rows, 4 or 5 rows. When I come back up.
I saw where you were, so I went and skipped another one. I'll be in. Are you not in my? You're not. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me?
Stuck.
No. Little follow me guy seems that wants to drive in the ditch.
Yeah, that's what I said. Is he stuck?
Oh, I thought you said duck. Not stuck.
There he comes.
He just got confused when I reversed.
Yeah.
I could jump in. I could jump in. Delta Bravo's TeamSpeak. I could send you an invite to my Discord. Are you in Discord? Are you in my channel, Mark? Thought you were, but maybe you're not. There we go. We'll be streaming until about 11:30 Eastern. And I'll probably be up for another 20 minutes. Later, Henry. Henry's a night owl. Did you know where he's from?
No.
He's from Africa.
Oh, hey.
So, I don't know which country it is. I don't know if it's South Africa or some other country, but yeah.
Wow.
So it's quite late for him.
Yeah.
Oh, the sun rises on the same side that it sets. But that's okay. We'll pretend that that's not how it really happens.
I confuse up your east and west direction, can it?
Oh, I'm directionally challenged anyway.
So's my wife.
You know, at work, they're like, it's on the east side of the building. I don't know where the east side of the building. I say, tell me with respect to, is it on the side of the building that's closest to the town, or the side of the building that's closest to the interstate? I said, oh no, it's on the east side. It's like, you need to tell me.
Okay.
I think I need to go up this way. Yeah, when I saw that 1660 for sale,
Yeah.
I had to stop and take a picture.
Hell yeah.
I only want 17.5 for it. I wonder what's wrong with it.
That's cheap.
Probably got a ton of hours on it.
Yeah.
Henry's from Zambia.
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 Alright, I am gonna go, cause when you come back, you should be able to clean up what's left there, right?
Yeah, I can look at it.
Alright, I'm gonna see. Is 22 done?
Let me look. I was sending, yeah, 22's done. 24 needs to be plowed.
Alright. Sure.
I'm not going to spend 17.5 for a lawn ornament when when the harvester is as big as my front yard is. Log into Discord, Mark. You have an invite. Now the backyard's a little bit bigger. We're on a I live in the city, and we're on a cul-de-sac.
Ah,
So the front yard's pretty small.
backyards are huge.
The backyard is where it's all at. We got our backyard is the second biggest backyard in the neighborhood. The guy next door has the biggest backyard in the neighborhood. Some other folks that are along the along the normal street edge that they don't have much. I think it probably takes them maybe 20 minutes to mow their grass.
Wow.
Takes me a good hour and a half.
There we go. Kind of on the entrance there.
What's interesting is it takes me about the same amount of time to mow with a push mower as it does with a riding mower.
Really?
Yeah, because with the riding mower I gotta go around and goes that follow me driver again. With a riding mower I gotta go around and mow with the push mower around a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And then, you know, once I get it trimmed with the this guy's. Once I get it trimmed, then I can jump in the riding mower and do the bulk. But the time that it takes to do the trimming, and then the time that it takes to actually do the mowing, I could just mow it all with the push mower and be done.
There you go. Doing a headland on 24. Put a tree house in it.
I do have a Discord channel, Country Girl. That's the easiest way to do these streams. I set it up a while back when me and Rockhound were trying to do some stuff on Serenity Valley. So...
yeah, and then I got my own channel.
I mean, they're
cool.
They're free, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Might as well.
I was using TeamSpeak, and we had the guild had to, you know, contribute every month to keep going.
So TeamSpeak is paid only, or do they have like a free offering?
They have a free, but it's, you know, you got, if you want more channels and whatnot, you got to and more rooms and whatnot, you got to pay.
Oh, Chris explains the problem he has is the backhoe doesn't reach the top of the 500,000 bin. That is something that the mod authors addressed by releasing a second bin pack that only goes up to 400,000. Because when they moved the trigger to the top of the bin, the backhoes couldn't reach the top. So on their Facebook, there should be a link to the new bin pack. Hey, Tractor Pull, how are you doing?
Hey, Tractor Pull.
He says same field as what we ended up last stream on. Yeah, we're just about done it.
Wow, 24 is pretty big.
It is. Both of these fields are pretty big.
Oh, we could use another tractor out here for sure.
Well, let me finish this up and I'll bring 2 over. Then we'll do 45-meter plows.
There you go.
Yeah, so remember, this is a 4X map, so the map is a little deceiving as far as how big everything is. But if you think that field 31 is like 30 hectares, or hectares, or however you want to say it, 23 and 24 are about that same size too. The biggest field on Goldcrest Valley was 12, maybe.
Right.
So yeah, these fields are up to 3 times bigger than the biggest map on.
Goldcrest Valley.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Well,
Good
hello, Mark DuPont.
Hey, Rockhound. And Mr. Klein.
How's it go?
It's going pretty good.
You heard me saying I was jealous about the Eustace Pharmer live stream.
Yeah, you missed it. Hey, he's sneaky, that one. Every now and then he just pops on, and you got to be on top of your notifications.
I never got a notice, and I was at lunch.
Oh, okay.
I come back from lunch and I see this. He's posted a new video in a live stream of ATS. I'm like, what?
He was trying to tell me that was the first time he had ever crashed a truck in ATS. And he was trying to blame reading the
chat.
What do you call it? The chat.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time believing that because, I mean, I know how to drive, but my first couple of days on ETS and ATS, I was pretty much in the ditch half the time.
I've never played it. I've got it. I've never fired it up.
It's just, it's a strange thing. It's just, it's sort of an out-of-body experience in terms of driving. It's not like normal driving. The moment you look away from the road, you're in the ditch.
Sometimes it looks a little not distracting, just a little disorienting. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. But the problem with it is that you sort of have to do this thing when you're on it, where you're always using your peripheral vision. Like if you need to read something on your other monitor or anything like that, you still have to keep an eye on the road, because you know how it is. You know, you drive, you steer to where you look, and the moment you look at a chat, that's where you're going. So
does it drift a lot? Is the steering a little sloppy, where you gotta constantly be correcting it?
I have mine set pretty tight, so it doesn't really drift all that much, but it does. It's just finicky, right? It's just you're dealing with a smaller wheel than you would in a truck. You're dealing with weird physics. It's a video game.
Yeah.
You're on day 13. Are you going to stop plowing soon?
No, we're gonna plow. We're gonna plow till we plow all the field. We got the Midwest geo. We can plant soybeans all the way up to day 16 of summer.
Really?
Yeah. So I've got it on screen now. You'll catch it in a little bit.
Oh,
wow. We can plant corn up through the 8th day of summer and soybeans through late summer or through midsummer.
And you got 24 days to harvest them, so you're not really limited by weather very much.
Yeah. I mean, I suspect that if we plant soybeans on the last day of midsummer, they're not going to come due until late autumn.
Yeah.
You know, but still.
They ever tweak that winter wheat thing where you could finally harvest it early summer kind of thing and get a second crop in that field?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So with the Midwest geo, you can harvest wheat as early as the first day of summer.
Oh, okay.
And then, since you can still plant corn and soybeans, you could harvest wheat in early summer, flip it, and plant corn in early summer, and then harvest that in autumn sometime. And you can plant wheat all the way up to the 24th day of autumn. So you could flip a field with wheat, corn, or soybeans, and then put wheat back in it for the next spring.
Nicely done.
So you could easily, with Midwest, pull 2 harvests out of each field if you did it right.
That's part of the geopack, I see. Good night, country girl.
That's the Midwest. I think that's the only geo that allows that, because
because that's a reality in our part of the world. So.
The Midwest is what they arguably the farm belt of the world or whatever.
The breadbasket of America.
Yeah, it just works out that the weather is such that you can you get really good and long growth seasons.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the adjoining tractor pull, but we do have we've got some private mods on the map, so we want to make sure that we know who we've got joining us and helping us out. So we just have to get to know you a bit better to know that by joining in that the private mods that you would then have access to would stay private and they wouldn't end up somewhere.
I don't want to see them floating around the internet.
That's right.
Speaking of which, I got to take a look at your Rockhound. I got to take a look at one of your trucks. The
POW?
trucks. Yeah, very beautiful work.
Thank you, man.
Beautiful work. Well done.
Thank you very much.
He's pretty proud of that thing.
You should
I
be.
love it.
It's nice.
I love it. Texturing that interior was a move.
I know, but that's where it counts, right? Because I mean, I'm a big first-person player, and for me, interior is everything. It's like,
I'm a stickler for detail when it comes to that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I was just sitting in it the other night and just going, whoa, wait a minute, everything in here is just gorgeous.
As long as it gets dirty.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't actually drive it around. I just sat in it, listened to the sound of it, and played around in a little bit.
Is there a download link somewhere now?
No, there isn't. But it's still a private mod. It's still over on. I think it's on Rubber Burners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gave it to Doug Zorly.
Right.
Or not? I gave one to Duck. I gave one to
DoughBoy has one.
DoughBoy, yeah, DoughBoy has one, but DoughBoy. Nobody's got the updated one with the new interior in it yet.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay.
This is the same truck.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
But this is the old interior.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Even that one's nice.
Oh, where do you see the one in the POW truck?
Oh, really? Eh? You've even stepped that one up.
It's on my channel. I put up a little video for it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I saw both of those videos.
Yeah, I seen you posted it in the Discord channel.
But
Appreciate
yeah.
that.
All right, I'm going to set this up. Yeah, he showed me a sneak peek of it.
Put the brake on it.
It sounds good and it works pretty good.
Yeah.
He showed me a sneak peek of it and I was like, that looks, I think simple is better because then it's more classy.
Yeah. That vintage, it would have to be, right?
But there's some really nice truck models out there that look really nice. Then you jump inside of them and there's no interior.
Right, it's just black.
It's like, what is this?
I call those RC trucks. You play with them like you would an RC truck.
Exactly. Man, I am still doing my headland on field 24.
I know, it's a huge thing. It's got all these little fingers, inlets.
Yeah, on the back side it does.
Me and my assistant here
coming up behind me.
Are coming up behind you, so we'll try to knock out most of these little inlets.
Actually, I'm coming up behind you.
Don't run into the assistant.
Oh, I see you back there, I think.
I just made the final turn back down the front stretch here.
So tell me how you wrecked that car over in Canada.
Oh, it was we were setting it up to be a big thing where I was going to drive down the road and end up at the farm and meet the guys at the farm.
Yeah.
I made it exactly 100 yards before the bottom of the car snagged on the road because apparently the model is completely wonky, and it flipped me into the woods. And I was like, well, I guess we're in the countdown now. You guys are gonna have to come and pick me up.
What car was that?
Oh, this is an awful. I was trying to find a really horrible little Ford Escort or something like that, and it's just a really bad mod.
Oh.
So I just threw it on there as a joke, and turned out the joke's on me.
When I first heard about it, I was thinking, oh, I wonder if he's in the Volkswagen Bug.
No, because I could have brought that one because Farmer John's been messing around with that one. It's got a little bit more horsepower than it used to.
Does he still have a special version for a very special person we know?
Yes, he does. Pink is an option.
Yeah. He made it and put a link up real quick for me because I was going to grab it and I was gonna buy a bunch of them, and I was gonna randomly have them in ditches on this map.
Yeah.
So as we were randomly driving around playing the map, we would run into one, and we'd say, "Oh, look, somebody's in the ditch." And I downloaded it, but the download was bad, and then he pulled it. He pulled it because we were like, "Well, what if somebody sees this?"
Right.
And I haven't been able to get it back, but.
Okay. I think it's in the mod pack from the if you go to the server, the Delta server, you'll be able to get it out of that. It's still in the still on the mod pack for that.
Okay. What did he name it? Because I suggested that he name it something that wasn't as obvious as what its intent was.
Oh, I'll have to go look for that. Let me just go take a peek.
Hey, Grand Thumb, how are you doing? We're over here plowing one of the biggest fields on the map. We still have 31 to plow. 34. Every field after 31 and 34 will feel small.
All right, Klein, I went back to the far end of the field and set up DPS.
See ya. We're gonna be on these little fingers for a little while.
Okay.
Oh, let's see here, tractor pull. Are you a, you know, one thing that would be really cool is go sign up at the Three Dudes website, Three Dudes Gaming Network.
There you go.
It's there should be a link in my description somewhere, and in there is a multi-thread, or is a multiplayer thread for the Three Dudes multiplayer server, and that's open to any Three Dudes member.
Yep.
And I will be streaming on Saturday on that server.
Well.
So that's the easiest and quickest way for us to learn who you are and
Get to know you better.
and get to know you better is to start streaming with you.
Farming with you.
Yeah. The best way to do that is the Three Dudes server.
All the mods there are public, so there's no worries about them getting out.
And it's an open server, so you can jump on, play anytime you want on that server with anybody that's over there.
Yeah, it's open 24/7.
There you go, Mark.
Anytime you want.
Mark is gracious enough to put a link in there. And it's a mature server from the standpoint that we are all adults and we act like adults. And we're mature enough that we don't need to express ourselves with childish language, would say, or behaviors. So yeah. So, you know, there's people that'll talk about wanting to be in a multiplayer server. For some reason, they'll jump in one of those open multiplayer servers, and it's just, you know, no fun at all because no one's in there taking anything seriously, or everything's crashed into the water or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Language.
yeah.
Keep it pretty much rated G.
That's okay. You can be a kid and still be mature. There's no language. There's no age requirement.
No.
No, you wouldn't use that language in front of your parents or your grandparents. There's no reason why you should have to use it on a server.
Right.
Sure.
You know,
At least I'd hope
you're a
you wouldn't
kid.
be talking to your family like that. Then you got that's a rather interesting family, but yeah.
Other issues.
Yeah, you know, it's It's that whole moral question.
Yeah.
Do you want your mother or your grandmother to know what you just said?
Yeah, that's it.
If the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't have said that.
And she might be watching, then the answer is usually no.
You never know.
Exactly.
Just like I've got a 13-year-old daughter who just randomly jumps in my streams.
Yeah.
Don't want her hearing that.
No.
There you go. I just sent you a message, Farmer Klein, with the bug on it.
Okay.
Link to the bug.
Yeah, I saw Eustace put he made it
A Herbie.
Herbie.
Yeah.
And then later I saw over on Mod Hoster someone had put a Herbie up along with a couple others, like a love bug that, you know, is all 70s tie-dye type.
Yeah, and the flowers. And
Yeah.
First time I saw that model, I think it was back in November last year where it was out there, but it was a complete train wreck of a mod that was converted from 15, and it used to just crash everything on me.
I haven't tried it yet. I just saw it and I'm like, oh, that would be funny if it was pink.
Yeah. Well, when we were closing, we closed off the server on Cobra last weekend, and we spent a good hour afterwards making them fly through the air and trying to jump them into trees.
well,
you know, once the server's done with, we always take a couple of hours and do some aerial acrobatics.
there you go.
Now, Farm Potter seems. Do you have some serious problems on that first stream with crashing?
You know, we ran into the same problem that a lot of maps run into in multiplayer, which is if you try to create windrow at the very bottom of a Giants map, it causes issues in multiplayer. The Oxygen David ran into that with Sandy Bay, and it's been a little bit everywhere. Like, it's a known thing now, but generally speaking, if you're going to mow anything up to the bottom edge of the map, it's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, the map creator on that particular map, and it's an amazing map, but he built the entire thing up against the southern border, so all the trees and the grass fields down there are unusable in multiplayer. In single player, they're perfect; they work great, but in multiplayer, they crash.
Well, this map should be fine because I got the map up and the whole southern part of the map is blocked off by a river.
That's it. Yeah, and that's a smart thing to do. I mean, you'll notice in Thornton Farm, he actually put a border around the entire map, like the PDA, to keep everybody away from the southern part of the map. And most maps, most map makers who are aware of it now create a border around that they don't touch.
Grant Thumb says, who's the third voice? The third voice is Mr. Mark DuPont.
Hello, Grant Thumb.
A very excellent storyteller and wonderful video editor, but he cheats because that was like his career for forever. So
exactly, 25 years. 25 years puts me on an uneven plane with most people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little cheating, but.
Though I was talking to Eustace on Monday, and he was saying, like, you know, he says, I get a feeling you've been doing this a long time and that you cheat. I was said, like, well, yeah, it's second nature to me. The guy that I'm most impressed with his editing is Eustace, because have you seen his new Dusty Cove series?
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
He's gone to the next level for his storytelling and for his editing. I mean, he puts a lot of energy into that stuff.
Yeah, he did Did you see the episode where he had a little picture-in-picture action going on?
Yeah.
With a little spy cam on his hired helper or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. And he actually edits maps now, and he put the ferry into West Coast to make his entrance, and you got your cameo as the as one of the agents.
Gosh, that was awful.
I laughed so hard on that episode. It was awesome. Him trying to do the voices of other YouTubers just cracked me up.
Oh, it was awful.
You walked in the door and he sent you to the outhouse right away. So.
No, I'm like, I show up and I have an intestinal problem from eating Indian food. I mean, come on.
You're Ben Stiller in a in a cardigan.
Yeah. I told him I don't even like sweaters. I hate sweaters.
But somehow in his imagination, you're a sweater guy.
You're never gonna see me ever wear a sweater. You're never gonna see me wear anything that's long sleeves other than a jacket.
Really.
So if you haven't seen Mark DuPont's channel, look him up. Go ahead and put a link to your channel in there.
I think Grand Tom is a sub of mine, actually.
Okay.
I need to go look at it.
You know, the whole starving farmer over at Mountain Valley, that was great.
Yeah.
You know, that ended too early for me.
Yeah.
And then you know, the whole pig fiasco, if you will.
Yeah.
You know. Can we get rich with pigs? Well, if you buy pigs day one, no, never.
No.
Guaranteed not.
And you know, the thing about it is that I knew that going in, and I used I tend to, when I tell stories, I tend to tell them sometimes from a point of view of guaranteed failure, so that I basically just go through it and say, okay, how bad can it get? And that was pretty much as bad as
I got it fine, don't worry about it.
No, I got it. I'm moving. we gotta do a little plow dance here.
Little Axion, what do you call it? Square dancing?
Yeah.
This
Alamander left there.
This guy won't.
I made too sharp of a turn. I was supposed to skip a couple.
This guy won't.
Yeah, he's not gonna make that turn.
Obey orders from headquarters.
The union called and said you can't do that.
I'm gonna back you up in the ditch.
Ah, thank you for the subscribe, Grantham. Did you notice that now YouTube gives you notifications on screen for your new subs?
Yeah.
On screen.
Like, you know, when you get notifications for people who are streaming and stuff like that, you get they pop up on your screen, like if you've got Chrome open.
Oh yeah, it's I think it's Windows 10.
Yeah,
or maybe it's Chrome. It's like I think it's Chrome notifications.
Yeah.
Because
and notifications give me my Twitch notifications come from Windows.
Yeah, I think it's Chrome notifications. Helps if you lower the plow. Hey, Lord Dark Sun, how are you doing? Yeah, I like the contractor series.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna hit you up for. I'm trying to get more people doing guest appearances on that one.
Okay.
So I've got Ian Robson on this weekend selling me a harvester, and I'm gonna have Eustace sell me a tractor. And I wanted to maybe do a little 20-minute bit with you about front forks.
Okay.
So I've got Landy Kid working for me too, and I've got Jan as or Delta Bravo as my agent on that one. So I'm going to try to pull in as many people as I know in YouTube and get us all playing together for a little bit.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. I recorded an episode on Crawford on Monday. That's going to be one of my spring go and help rubber burner out shows.
Yeah, that's what they were saying on their stream.
Yeah. In the time that I've been playing with Farm Sim, I've met some amazing people and some really nice people. So it's now that I've sort of gotten the multiplayer bug, I kind of feel like I want to pull everybody into my little make-believe world.
And soon you'll be able to actually multiplay and stream from your own.
Yeah.
domicile.
That's right. Yeah. I'm hoping for November. I'm hoping by November the fiber optic will be in.
Tractor pull. Do you want a square baler or a round baler? Tractor pull is looking for a baler.
Depends what you enjoy.
Square or round?
Do you want it to wrap or not wrap? So many options now in Farm Sim. Like every time you decide to do something, it just the mods are just yeah.
I'm a square bale guy because I don't like chasing down round bales.
You see, I'm a square bale guy most of the time, and then when it comes to silage, I prefer round bales because I don't like picking up the square bales with forks.
Oh, okay.
Once they're wrapped.
Yeah. I think there's a mod for a grabber. Works good with square bales.
Yep. But I don't think it does more than one at a time kind of thing, right?
No, I think it's only one at a time grabber.
The 24-day club is something I am reserving for when I can stream, because I can see this being a lot of fun, but it's a lot of fun as a streaming project.
I was like, did somebody ask that in chat? And I was looking at it, I couldn't see the comment, then I see it.
Yeah. Grant
the 24-day club is a rather crazy uniqueness.
Yeah.
That I was shocked actually was rather popular.
It's amazing, actually. I've been watching so many different people do it in different ways and how they pace out their things. And I mean, you've got Churn Farms going 24, you've got this one going 24, and they're completely different farms with completely different concepts, right? So
oh yeah, this is 24 days on a huge scale. You know, Churn Farms was good because it was it gave you a lot of starter fields, and they weren't square fields that made you just plop down course play or GPS and just go to town.
That's
running north, south, east, or west. So they were what I call advanced fields that actually really need to work because they got holes in the middle of them. They got trees in the middle of them. You know, one whole field has got a big grove of trees right smack in the middle of it.
That's it.
I'm expanding the headland over here so Follow Me can make bigger turns.
I've seen that.
You know, and for me, it's all about pacing and figuring out what kind of a pace will work.
Yeah, that's it. And I noticed that you edited, is it this one or the other one that you're running at 10 times? This one's you're running at 10 times, right?
I was when I was single player.
Oh, okay. But on dual now you're...
But on... once I brought in Rockhound and we started doing multiplayer stuff, I can't alt in at night.
Oh, okay.
So I have to jump to 120 speed at night.
Right.
And once you change to 120, you can't go back to 10. I guess unless you maybe edit the code. You're gonna get run over there, Rockhound.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if you can edit the seasons to give you or game extension or something to give you a 10 option. Where does that option come from? The 10 to 120? Is that in game or is that from
the 10 deal? I got from just going into the save game XML and just changing the game speed to 10.
Right.
And it stays there until you edit it.
Because what I did is I actually changed the fast forward mod. I changed that one to 6,000 instead of 12,000.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't mess, because 6,000 is kind of a maximum with seasons. So that allows me to skip the nights without causing all sorts of mayhem. So instead of hitting Control N, I just hit Control R or Alt N or whatever it was. I hit Control R and that gives me 6,000 speed right through the night.
Let's see, did Tractor Pull ever tell us what kind of baler he likes? No, he hasn't. Square baler, no wrap. Well, any fancy balers on?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Black Sheep modding Massey one. I find that's a great one. Plus, that one you can hook up the stacker to the back of it and get 4 at a time. Then he's got a whole bunch of single axle ones too that he put out way back when that also hook up, and they hook up to the Arcuson stacker and different things.
Right, so here we got, these are the Black Sheep modding big balers. The Fendt, Massey, New Holland, or Challenger.
Yeah.
And you can get these with a rear attacher. And then this little Black Sheep modding mod is a 4-bale stacker that auto stacks them off of the baler, and then you unload this and you have stacks of 4 on the field. And then you go around with the wonderful Kotech forks and you pick them up off the field 4 at a time, plop them on a trailer.
The Black Sheep modding stuff is available from his Facebook page or his own website, but he posts a lot of stuff in the PCSG website. PCSG is a good source to get a hold of Black Sheep modding.
Aren't those big balers? I know the bale stackers in the in-game mod hub. Aren't the big balers in there now too? I
think they are too. Yeah. Yeah.
A trend.
He's got that 4 stacker, but he's also got an 8 stacker that's an Arcuson one that he put out originally to attach to the back of those balers. And I see very few people using it, but it's a really great one because it makes, instead of making stacks of 16, it makes stacks of 8, which are still usable with front forks.
There, look at that. We got a nice screenshot there.
There you go. Teamwork.
We only had a 3rd Kloss there, as opposed to that John Deere. There is a really good John Deere square baler. I got it from the ARM team. Just look, I think ARM team up on Google. But it has really cool animations. It's got, if you look down on it, you can see rotating arms and things. It's got a rotating PTO shaft in the baler. It's got really cool animations on the pickup wheel. Let me see if I can dig it up.
I got it for you. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm already there. I'm just gonna post it in chat right now.
All right. Lord Daxton says, this is the best part about the 24-day thing. And people say the 24-day challenge, and I kind of cringe every time I hear that because I don't think it's a challenge.
No, it's
playing 24 days is a challenge, but I didn't really set it up to be challenge.
Nobody wins.
Right. There's nothing that you win other than the mere thought and knowledge that you actually played 96 game days for a year.
Plus the shared information that's coming through on PCSG and the chat about the challenges and the difficulties there are in doing
so the only quote rule is that you play seasons with 24 days. You pick whatever map you want. You play with whatever equipment you want. You play at whatever clock speed you want, although I recommend 15 times speed simply because play it 5 times speed, that's like 4 real-life hours per game day. That's an insane amount of time. 24 game days at 4 hours of real-life time times 4 seasons is an incredible amount of time. That's really it. Now there's some general guidelines that I put in the 24-day forum or topic area on what to look for in a good 24-day map. That's my opinion, and that is a map that has a decent amount of fields that you own from the beginning, or you go in and edit the XML so you own some more fields than they give you at the base, and that you just pace yourself. Like on Churn Farms, I was originally going to use the same seeders that I was using on this map, but then I realized that I would be done seeding in probably like 4 game days, and I would have 12 game days left to do nothing. So then I decided to just use what came with the map, the little 6-meter seeders, a little 6-meter cultivator, and just run with that. And if it took me an entire game day to plant one field, and if I had 12 fields to plant, well, it was 12 out of 16 game days already taken up with just planting, which was perfectly fine with me. 15 times speed gives you about an hour and 20 minutes of real lifetime to an entire game day. So if you think about farmers who will very easily could go out and spend an entire day plowing one field, and maybe they're still not done. If you play with a clock too slow, you're going to be able to plow like 7 or 8 fields, especially if you use too big of equipment, in one game day. So 15 times speed kind of lets you get more done in a more realistic fashion. And I don't really want to take full credit for the 24 seasons idea, because I kind of borrowed it from Old Guy Farmer. He had kind of planted the seed in my head, because he had started to do a 24-day play on some map, and then he gets distracted easy. So
You noticed.
you know, he'll start doing something, he'll like do 2 or 3 episodes, and then he'll go off and do something else. So
He's most of his videos are setup videos.
yeah. He has more map setup videos and plowing field videos than anything else, because he ends up just getting distracted and going on and do something else, which is, that's fine. Gives him variety. But I went and missed it again. Stop this guy. So I think higher hills, 24 days would be cool. I think that would definitely be a map that you'd want to use fairly small equipment on, simply because it's tight roads and pretty steep. But I think that may be one of the reasons why it may be so fun to watch lots of people do 24 days, is because there's no true hard set rules. It's just whatever. And it's the experience of doing that long of a gameplay. Some people stack the map. They start with animals on day 1. They put a whole bunch of money in. Others like myself basically just sold equipment that came with the map, and that was the starting equipment. That was the starting money. And I'm going to basically see how long I can go with the starting money. And made it to autumn. I think I'm going to run out of money when I start buying my sheep and pigs, because I had to buy a harvester. Can't sell the harvester until I get everything harvested, but I'll have to buy sheep and pigs before then. Granite Thumb says he wished he'd spent more time picking a map. Are you not liking Lawfolds? It's a fun map. I like hearing all your stories. And since I know that map pretty good, I just imagine in my head where you have these greenhouses. I'm pretty sure I know where you got the greenhouses. So I kind of have in my own head the imaginary vision of what your farm looks like. Alright, see you later, Tractor Pull. And I really like the blog postings. Part where the guy talks a lot and you never really understand what he says. He says lots of words, but I pretty much think he said go plow the field.
That's funny. The black sheep model, the black sheep modding 8-bale stacker is becoming harder and harder to find.
I think Grizzly Bear Sims used it on his loft folds.
Well, not the 4 stacker, the 8 stacker. It's
Yeah, I think
don't
he
know,
used an 8
yeah.
one.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, it stacks them in big squares.
Yeah, it used to be. It's the Reman bale stacker, and it's. I'm finding it, but it's on. Do we call them dodgy site?
Yeah, they're on not so.
So those I will not post in chat, but it's called REMAN bale stacker, and it's an 8 stacker, and it's really beautiful and really well made to be able to handle it afterwards with 4 bale forks. It's perfect for that, because that's the problem I have with the Arcusin in game, is that it makes the stacks 8 bales high, and you just can't get them back off of there without a telehandler.
8 bales high.
Well, because they're 16s, and they basically just when you unload them, they're 8 bales high.
Yeah, the trailer stackers.
That's it. Yeah, the square stacker.
Yeah. I think it's that same ARM team that has an extreme baling mod pack that has like a giant big baler that makes like 6,500 liter bales.
Oh yeah, the Heston bales they call them.
Yeah, and then it's got the auto stack trailer that does like 12 bales or something.
Yeah.
Because it's got that mod where it's got the bale bumper.
Yeah. The problem with that one is always if you use anything that's not Heston bale compatible, they compress to a normal bale size on auto load, and then they kind of explode when you unload them.
Yeah.
they revert to their original 6,000 liter size as you hit the X button.
Yeah.
Which can make for a lot of funny.
Grand Thumb says the boy and not his sister. Yeah, the not his sister part where it's his soon-to-be wife. Because the boy wasn't really a boy, the boy was a man. And the boy selling him his own eggs, that was hilarious. That was great. Well, since you kind of regret picking that map, then that just means you get to do 24 days on another map.
Or just change tools.
But I plan on running Churn Farm out at least 2 years. I probably won't. I won't do a whole lot of videos on year 2. But I mean, if I'm going to buy sheep, I better run it through at least spring. Otherwise, buying sheep is just buying sheep for no reason.
Yeah.
If I'm going to dump money in pigs because they're only $1,500 some dollars, I might as well run them through the following autumn so I can get 2 full growth patterns out of them. Growth cycles.
So when they changed that in the new version of Seasons, did they just split the reproduction over 2 periods, or did they actually give it a second full reproduction cycle?
It's half.
It's half, okay.
So if you looked at the old Animals XML, the reproduction rate was like 6.6.
Yeah.
And the new reproduction rate is 33 for spring and 33 for autumn.
Okay.
Now, if mathematically that means at the end of a calendar year you have the same amount of pigs, I don't know. Because it may also be some interesting math that if you only do half, then your reproduction rate is slower. But at the end of the year, you may actually have less pigs. I've never actually done the math because I'm not a math whiz that way. Hey, we're done this field, Rockhound.
Yeah, I'm heading over to 33, I think.
33? Or you want to fertilize now? You want to hang these plows up and fertilize for the next half hour?
Yeah, we can do some fertilizing. We need to get caught up on some fertilizing.
Do something a little different?
So have you thought about using the manure mod and shooting poop before you plow so that you get 2 stages?
Heck no.
Okay.
You know how many times we'd have to fill the poop?
Well, you know.
On a 33 hectare field, we'd have to fill the poo trailer. Oh no, we almost rolled it.
Thanks for the sub, Rockhound.
We'd have to fill the poo trailer like, you know, 75 times.
Alright.
We could use the big bud poo flinger, but that would probably take a half hour to fill up.
You'd have to run them in shifts at the poo filler. Just drop one off, hit fill, grab the one that's full.
Yes, yeah, someone can just constantly fill the poo. And Robert says he wants us to guess something.
You crashed into a tree and you're stuck. You're on the map on Delta server and you're in a ditch.
Oh, I was watching the stream. Was it yesterday where he drove right into the water ditch? Oh my god, I almost fell out of my desk chair. The way those fields are in the ditches, I'm like, the mod author is like masochist.
Yep, he's a total troll. Map authors are generally trolls.
Yeah, Delta's like, it just got trolled by the map author.
Yep.
So I was talking to Rockhound earlier about this. This tire dirt mod. I hadn't noticed, but you can see the left wheels are on gravel, the right wheels are on dirt, or on grass.
Yeah.
The right wheels are cleaner than the left wheels.
Oh.
If I go over here now and drive a little bit, they'll switch.
Look at that.
They'll get dirty. I hadn't noticed that before until now I've been driving on
just stay out of the ditch.
now that I'm driving on grass a little bit, they kind of clean the treads cleaned up a little bit.
Oh, that's very interesting.
All right. You know what? Of course he's in his truck.
That's right. You guys are using the AT or whatever they call them.
The AR truck.
AR pack. Yeah.
No, I was going to jump in his pickup truck, but I couldn't because he was already in it. All right, jump it once so that we can go do something for real.
Go ahead. It's all yours, buddy.
Jump it once.
We're gonna
get it out of your system.
Have you not seen it? That's how we close our streams. We're not going to close our stream yet, but
oh, you got some nice tires on there.
Here we go.
Woo!
Oh,
See if you can climb the side of that wall right there.
Climb the wall?
Climb the barn. Look at that. That is so sweet. That's Chevrolet for you.
There you go.
Built to climb a barn.
Climb the barn.
I left it on too.
You left it running?
Yeah.
That's not good for the sump pump.
Alrighty. That left a sprayer up.
Oh, you left tire tracks on the side of the barn.
Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Where's that sprayer? Somewhere.
Yeah, where is it? Where are the sprayers at?
I thought I left it up here at the end of the road.
Nice work, Robert.
Turned a 2x map into a 4x map. Oh, you're in it already.
Where's the other one?
Oh, it's around here somewhere. That's the other thing we do on this map. We just leave equipment lying around.
Then go looking for it.
DoughBoy was on here one day and he was like, where do y'all store all your equipment? And it's like, just wherever we last used it.
Wherever it's handy.
You know. Did you see my present?
You got it. Oh yeah. We did a nice fancy logo on it.
Yeah, I was gifted that one day.
It's very nice.
One day somebody says, hey, I'm going to give you a present. What's your favorite color for your truck? I'm like, what? He's like, send me your logo and what color of truck you want. Like, what? I don't know, pick a color. I'm not very I'm color challenged.
Right.
I know you like the red cloth, so I made it red for you.
yeah, I think if I had my way, I'd probably only have like equipment that was one of 3 colors. So sometimes I just randomly pick a different color. Like, I don't know, it might not look good, but I'm just gonna have, you know, orange.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
I found the other sprayer.
Oh,
It's over here by this flatbed that we got to transport something on.
all right. We're gonna go to field 24, right? 22, 23, 24, 30.
Yeah, basically 20 to 32. You want to start on field 20 and we'll just work our way around? Jeep. Oh, yeah, that was the, do I have it on this map? I don't think I added it.
If you know who made something, Robert, it's always polite to thank them for it.
The Jeep. The Jeep I got from Mod Hoster. I wish it had mirrors. I tried adding mirrors one day and I got Lua errors. So obviously I'm not a very good modder.
Yeah, you got to make sure your indexes are all lined up just right in the XML script.
Also I wish the Jeep would let you take the windshield down.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I put it in the editor one day to see if I could just delete the windshield, but the whole, you would have to go in, you'd have to do your magic in Blender.
Right.
Probably because the windshield and the it's all one model. The body's all one.
Yeah, you'd have to split up all the texture.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'd have to break it down.
So I use the Jeep on bigger maps because it's a little faster. And it's like, you know, this truck I can only zoom so far out, but I think the Jeep I can zoom even further out in the camera. Rob's saying that's because I had a bad selection of coloring. That's why he liked it. I was probably secretly trying to get like an army green, and I ended up picking a poo brown. Because
I watched you pick it on that one map you did, and I was like, what is he doing with that? But
well,
okay, go for it.
I'm partially colorblind, so
yeah, that's it.
So you know, your green, it may not be so green to me.
Which is why every time you hop over to your escape menu, I can't figure out what the heck you're doing.
Oh, because yeah, I got colorblind mode on.
Yeah.
What the?
You and Ian Robson both. You run the colorblind mode, and it's like, what? I don't know what field is ready. I just don't.
It's easy. It's blue.
Right.
It's got to be some shade of blue, as opposed to, without colorblind mode, all the growing stages are the same shade of green, as far as I'm concerned.
Hello, Delta.
There, he's eyeballing us.
Yeah.
He was in chat, whining like a little cat earlier.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because I made a comment that his streams are sometimes like herding cats.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It is pretty amazing, though, if you ever play on the server with us, how when the stream ends, the work begins.
Yeah, you know, it's like, is this, half of this antics feels staged.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, we don't take anything seriously until the show is over, and then we just sort of go crazy.
Where'd you go? Rockhound's gotten lost.
I think I'm coming up behind you somewhere. I had an issue with my dang controls. Truck wouldn't move.
Uh,
But yeah, I'm coming up behind. I'm up on field 9.
Alright, well, I'm going to start this field.
Alright, I'll be up there in a minute.
Did you eat any gummy bears for me, or gummy worms? I know he can't stand gummies.
Yeah, he's a hard candy kind of guy.
Oh, he's got a present. I'll have to look at it later. Only imagine what it is.
Yep. Yep. He found you some gummies.
Did he? They're probably bad, awful gummies.
Well, for him, they're all bad gummies. He doesn't eat gummies.
No, it's awful. Gummies are great.
Yeah.
So I guess the tourism is about to end.
Yeah.
It should be getting pretty cold up there.
It is, but we're doing a little thing for Halloween with the taxis. We're taking people on night cruises and telling them ghost stories, and we're stretching out our summer by a couple of days.
Oh, you know it.
So yeah, so we're just it was one of those summers where we had a lot of flooding on the islands, and we kind of lost the months of May, June, and July.
Oh.
So we got to sort of make up for it now at the end.
I think I found the one fence on this map that has collision.
Is your sprayer wrapped up inside of the barbed wire now?
It was.
Where you at? Oh. I can't see you. You're on the other side of the field, and heaven forbid the field's not flat, so I can't see on the other end of it.
That's it.
You're on the other side of the bulge.
One field caps out your draw distance on this map.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's like every field is another Goldcrest map on its own.
Well, I mean, I can see way over there is the cow farm. The buildings have huge draw distances. Just look right there's the water tower way over there for the town.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess you can set the draw distance on each individual object, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why it's handy when you have a mod author or a map author in chat. You can ask all kinds of odd, weird questions.
Yeah.
Or you can get a map author's perspective on what maybe a map author did or didn't do, and why maybe they didn't do it.
Or why something the way it is the way it is, and not in one map but in another it's different.
Hey, survivalist engineer, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, careful that fence.
Oh, we missed it. Yeah, I picked this sprayer because it had the big capacity. I didn't want to be filling up the even the New Holland self-propelled sprayer. I didn't want to have to fill that up like 3 times on a big field.
Good night, Delta. Have a good one.
Take care, Delta.
All right, this
Thanks for
here,
coming out.
Dowland Farm versus On the Hills. For a 24-day playthrough. I wish I could remember either map well enough to be able to tell you anything helpful.
Yeah, I'm doing a little thing with Dowlands, and it's a beautiful, beautiful map. I don't know about 24-day on it though. It was one of the mod contest maps. You sort of went through 6 maps a day during that time. So
Yeah,
I'm not even remotely surprised you don't remember them all.
There was one map that had a beat up barn that was falling down.
Yeah.
It was over by the animals. I really liked that map. It's funny. It's funny about that's the only thing I can remember about the map was the
barn.
The building object that was the barn that was falling down. It was one. It was the map that had the big old mountain in the middle that you kind of could go up. I don't know if that's on the hills or not. I would say, as long as you feel that it's got enough fields to keep you busy, and you have kind of a plan of action from the beginning of what you really wanted to do.
No, I did, Robert.
Either would probably be perfectly fine. No. Okay. On the hills is the falling down barn. So I like that map. I remember it because I think I put that as one of the options for a play series. Slovak Village went out, but then I've been holding off on that one because I had heard that the author was doing a seasons ready version, and I've got a version that has a snow mask in it, but I'd heard that he was going to basically do some custom texturing and everything, so I was kind of holding off on that.
Here's a question for you. How well do you know the Oregon map, the Oregon Springs
cool.
map?
I haven't played it.
You sent it to me in Discord, Robert?
I haven't played it, but I looked around on it. I thought it was. I liked. This is what happened with Oregon Springs. I saw this map, then I saw Oregon Springs, and I was disappointed in Oregon Springs because this map's level of detail.
Yeah.
I get it.
And you go into the farm buildings on this map, and the farm sheds have oil stains on the floor. Every farm is decorated differently. You go into a building in Oregon Springs, and they're all pristine concrete floors.
Empty, yeah.
Every custom, every farm shop is the exact same layout with the exact same tools and everything in it. But it's a nice map.
Right.
DoughBoy's playing it for 24 days. I haven't put any playtime on it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it handles seasons, because he's got some trees in there that are already color changed, and I'm wondering how the trees are going to react to the season change.
Yeah, and all of the map grass, the decorative grass,
Yeah.
is a foliage layer that doesn't. You load up seasons,
you
it's
can't mow it.
it's still there. It's just there.
Oh, okay.
So it's always tall grass.
Right.
And I think that's an issue with that ranch map. The map that's got the stupid ranch name.
Who that there?
Yeah. That's the problem that map has, is with its
The map with the speech impediment.
with the brown grass, is that it's just like these bushes.
Yeah.
It's a foliage layer, so people are in the forums are complaining that you can't mow the map grass,
Right.
because it's not mowable grass, because his mowable grass is the green grass, the standard green color.
Yeah.
So the other grass isn't a different type of mowable grass. It's like the painted on, indestructible grass.
That's it. I find the LS modding solution to that in Steppenbach is really fascinating, where you buy the in-between fields and all that stuff goes away so that you can plow it properly.
Yeah, and I noticed that the in-betweens had like the grass texture the tops had been like kind of black spray painted.
Yeah.
Now that would be a cool 24-day playthrough. You'd
Yes,
have
it
to
would.
I think you'd have to inject some money in so you could, because obviously you don't own any fields from the start.
No, but you got 300,000, and there's about $500,000. There's about $1.5 million worth of equipment lying around that you're not going to use if you don't do baby pig raising, right?
Right.
Because that's the thing about it, is that all the equipment, the harvesters and everything, are parked in the piglet raising barns. But my question with that map is the whole interaction with seasons and the new animal types, and that's sort of a curiosity that I'm gonna have to test and run it up and see how it handles it.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, playing at anything greater than probably 5x speed, I think maybe your animals are going to be made too fast. I don't know what the production rate is on those scripts.
Yeah.
Survivalist Engineer says he hasn't been playing with mods. Is it better with mods?
Everything is better with
I would
mods.
say, of course, it is. Of course, are you PC or console? Because obviously there's the super cool mods aren't available on console, which is a disappointment.
Not even about the super brutal ones. It's just about the fact that if you have a mod that you find that you want to customize, you have this ability to just personalize things, to move into a mod, right?
Oh yeah, with the PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, PC, you're golden then.
The problem with console
mods.
is that the console manufacturers, not the game people, but the console manufacturers, the Microsoft and the Sonys and the Nintendos, they have the mindset that it's their console and you have paid a fortune for the right to have one of their consoles and play their console. It's not your console, it's theirs, and you've paid $400 or $500 for the right to play with it and have it in your home. So you should feel super privileged. And as such, you get to play exactly how they want you to play.
Right.
I'm a big audiobook listener because I can't stand reading paper books. So I subscribe to Audible. I don't know if you've heard of Audible up in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So there's a book on Audible called Console Wars, which was all about the Nintendo and Sega wars of the 1980s and early 1990s.
I remember them.
And it gives you some really good background information about the way those console manufacturers fought against each other, you know, marketing and development, and basically almost corporate spying on each other, and how the two companies really had completely different mindsets of the consumer.
Yeah.
And Nintendo was all about control. They wanted to make sure that the consumer had the perfect gaming experience every time, all the time.
Yeah.
And Sega was all about not so much freedom, but more about giving the user what the user wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And having you know, Nintendo always gets the slack for being the kiddie console because of its material choices.
Mm-hmm.
And Sega was for the older gamer. You know, they would have more
racing and more speed and
more racy material and things. Yeah. But it was a really great book that gave you a lot of great insight as to how these console people think.
Yeah.
So definitely mods are very useful. If you're not into mods yet, I would just say stick to the in-game mod hub for now, because you can definitely get a mod addiction, and then you can kind of really get yourself in trouble.
And you can get mods that are defective and crash your maps, crash your game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those out there.
But like this truck and this sprayer is a mod. This is in the truck is not in the in-game mod hub, but the
is it the GTX or LS modding that makes that truck?
This is GTX.
Yeah.
This is the AR pack. It's in the in-game mod hub. The AR frame mount kit. I did a video on it. Where literally you could basically have a truck and a whole bunch of these modules. So they've got a TMR mixer, they got an animal trailer, a flatbed trailer that has auto load on it, service trailer, a couple different logging trailers, fuel trailer, water, some Cote things or some Garrett trailers, the sprayer, fertilizer spreaders, manure spreaders, tippers, overloader wagon. Then you got the truck, and you got a bunch of trailer options. The truck we're using is this AR custom road trains truck. What's cool about this is, oh, this one doesn't have it. Somehow I bought that truck without a fifth wheel. Is you can go in here and get all hitch mounts, and you get the AR mount, and you get a fifth wheel mount, and you get rear hitches. So basically it can become a truck for your AR equipment. It can be a truck for your fifth wheel stuff, so you could have one truck to do it all.
So you can back it into your shop and just change whatever you need.
Yep.
Well, you can just have it.
Right.
So,
but I mean, you could use the GTX service trailer and do the modification anywhere, you know?
you could, yeah. Service trailer is an awesome trailer.
Finally started using that, what is it, that one you did the review on not too long ago. Notepad or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the tablet.
The tablet.
Yeah. I got it downloaded. I looked at it a little bit in my test map I'm working on. And
Yeah, you know, after I did that video, I thought, because I did the video, then I saw your POW truck.
Yeah.
And I beat myself up a little bit because I'm like, I should have done that video on Serenity Valley.
Well, I'm if I ever get back in that map, I am gonna implement it into that with all the industry and everything. It ought to flow pretty good.
Well, it should just work because it's all fabric scripts.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it, and I used the Stevie map because I knew the Stevie map had animals at the start, and I didn't feel like really setting up a whole big map just to do a video on the tablet. So I cheated and just booted up a Stevie map that had animals and everything from the start.
Alright, let's I'm gonna jump across the street here, I guess. Fine.
Alright, I'll be over there in a minute. So we've got about another 10 minutes of the stream, guys. We want to do try to limit our streams to 2 hours, because I think beyond that, not too many people actually watch the archive. We're going to do about another 10 more minutes, and we'll call it a night. We will probably be streaming this map again on Friday. I'm not going to guarantee that, but it's probably a pretty good idea. I really like the boot on the dash on this truck.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a... First time I saw that, I just had to laugh.
Little wake up bunch there.
Yeah. Get moving.
Put down your coffee, Rockhound.
Yeah.
Get moving.
This field is going to fertilize itself.
I had to jump out and shut my truck off.
I know. I saw it running up and glance. You also took it off the barn.
Yes.
Alright, Survivalist Engineer, we'll see you later.
Thanks for coming out.
Glad for you coming by and asking your
hit
questions.
the like button on the way out.
Unless you didn't like it. Somebody's been not liking my videos as of late, but that's okay.
That's alright, I get those too.
Yeah, whatever. Right?
Just, they fall into the ignore folder really fast.
They don't really do anything.
No. Actually, you know, it's interesting that it counts just as an interaction. Nobody's counting likes or dislikes.
Yeah. I think it's argued. I think you could people argue that it helps you show up in other people's searches, but I don't think it does. I think it helps with YouTube recommending videos to you.
Yeah.
I don't think it really helps with other people's video recommendations.
I think what happens is if you're getting like spikes and stuff like that, YouTube is always tracking that, and if all of a sudden a video gets a lot of interactions, all of a sudden it kicks it up in the order of the recommendations in general. So if you've been watching farm sim videos in general, and all of a sudden somebody's streaming farm sim, and they get a whole bunch of likes, then it does prioritize it in the search.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all part of their algorithm on what they put in the recommendations pile, right?
But you know, if someone takes the time to look up my video just to click, they dislike it, it's a view. Yep. And an ad probably played, so I probably got 1/10 of a cent out of them. You know?
Yeah. Added to the big pile of partial pennies that keep flowing.
Hey, yeah, I'm proud of that $1 to $1.25 I earn every day. So as soon as
at the end of the week, you get 1 coffee and 1 breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, as soon as I can learn how to live off of $1 a day, buddy, I am retiring and I'm going to be
all over
full-time YouTuber.
Made in the shade. You all and PewDiePie, eh?
That's right. Just go ahead and go.
It's exactly that keeps me from hitting the monetize button on my shows.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It basically, all it does is force the people who like me to watch commercials, and I get nothing from it. So it's like, okay.
Well, I had thought that it helped me do scheduling, but then people told me that you can schedule videos after you have a certain number of videos anyway. So I'm like, oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah, I don't think they give you that right off the bat, but you know that page where they have all the little perks that keep popping up? Eventually you trip over a line of subs or whatever, and it starts giving you more stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's super low. Like, I think it's like when I crossed the 100 sub line, all of a sudden all sorts of stuff started popping up.
Yeah. Sometimes getting to that first 100 is a little hard.
Yeah. In my case, it was the easiest part. It was because, you know, I knew so many people and I'd been interacting in so many streams already that the first 100 just sort of happened, and then after that it's been work after that. But mostly because my schedule is so screwed up that sometimes I have to take long breaks in production.
It definitely helps having constant content out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because your chances of you being recommended in a search is obviously better the more content you have.
Mm-hmm.
The more variety in your content. That's the word. Variety. Yeah. So it's 73-degree air temperature. We should be close to 50 degrees soon.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we're waiting on. Is we're just doing idle work, waiting so we can plant corn and soybeans.
So you're getting the big the big bud giant hawk cedar in there, or?
No, we're using
the John Deere is the one you're using.
Using the John. This is kind of a John Deere map just for fun.
Ah, okay.
Let's go over here. We're using these cedars. They're almost as big as the Seed Hawks at 22.5 meters, but but they don't require near the horsepower. They only require 400.
Oh, okay.
And then for a row crop, we've got the DB60.
So even a John Deere will pull it then.
Yeah, even this little 9R that's only 620 horsepower. You know, have you seen my 9R?
Had to be done. Yeah.
The DB60 here, it's 18 meters. It's about the same width as that Great Plains cedar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more expensive than Great Plains, but it's only $250.
That's something I'm kind of looking forward to when I eventually get around to this map, is being able to use my big stuff.
Yeah, here's my 9R. Complete with triples.
Nice.
Ian Robinson's got the same one.
Yeah.
He was asking questions. He put something in like, you know, does it look good with doubles or something? I said, looks even better with triples on it.
Go whole hog.
But I got to figure out which. I don't know which triples these are because there's only like.
Yeah, he seems to be running. He's doing county line, and he seems to be running a lot of the Steigers and stuff like that.
The store. I got my little farm-alls. Wouldn't be surprised if I didn't see these on a mark map some point.
They may have already been in a recording.
They may have.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe I found one in France that I really liked.
So yeah, we got 710 duels, 710 duels with weights, 800 duels, 800 weights, duels with weights, 900 duels, 900 duels with 22 duels, 30 duels, 22 triples. Yeah, I mean it's like 50.
No kidding.
50 tire options. You're like, holy crap.
What was that again? What was the middle one?
Yeah, on my test map that has like $100 billion, I leased like every tire option, and I looked at them all. I'm like, okay, I like this one, but now I don't know which tire it was. Now I have to go back and count. Is this okay? This is the 7th tire option, so let me go figure out count which 7-1 they are.
That's the problem also with the whole design 1 through 8, right?
Oh, the tire. Yeah, I have
crazy.
no idea which tire rim I like.
Yeah. And
there he
the
goes.
same every time
Oh, that was good air.
That was good air.
That was awesome air. Let's do it again. All right, we're done the stream because now Rockhound's jumping his truck. That was not as good.
Oh,
He nosedived it.
I gotta find that mod again. I was playing with Simulate a while back, and he found these sort of motocross ramps that you could stick into places, the placeables,
Cool.
and you could actually make those things do full like backflips.
There he goes. Let's do it again. Oh, that was
too fast.
There you go.
It's a speed thing. You can't if you're going too quick, it ain't gonna do right.
Rob says that he saw me on other streams for months before he realized I was a streamer.
I've seen that.
Well, that's because I don't market myself. Oh, nosedive. Nosedive. Yeah, I'm not a good marketer of myself, and I don't go in other people's streams to talk about myself either way. You know, like we were doing a stream. Mark was in here with me, and we were doing a stream on this map when it first came out, and what is it? Landy Kid showed up. Who showed up?
Yeah, Landy and Rainbow Dave and all those.
Yeah,
guys.
they showed up, and I was like, DoughBoy was telling me he was jealous that that all these big guys came in the stream, and I said, you know, I was so busy with the map that I wasn't really paying that much attention. So I wasn't able to oogle over them too much. And I honestly think they appreciated it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they want to jump in to see stuff. They don't want to jump in to have people oogle over them.
That's
at least I don't think they do.
No, they just, you know, if they hop in, like, they don't watch a lot of farm sim content. If they hop into a stream, it's because they generally have questions to ask, and they don't want to steal your stream, right?
Yeah.
I know Rainbow Dave and Landy, they have other accounts sometimes that they lurk around in. So just to keep that from happening, just to keep from hijacking a stream.
Oh, that's weird.
What did it do? Did it cut off? Did you get fuel flow to the engine off?
No, I have textures floating, tire tracks floating.
Oh yeah, that happens.
In the map.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's my turn to jump, and then we'll end it.
All right. If you look right behind, you probably can't. Right there, there's a texture standing straight up in the air.
Let's see if I can hit this at the right speed.
Oh, nice. That was a good one.
So that was like mid 40s.
Yeah, if you get it up to 100, it's gonna roll over on you. Woohoo!
All right, we're gonna go first person here.
Just to give us all motion sickness.
Yeah, we're gonna try to jump this at first person and just see what the heck it looks like.
Try taking a ditch diagonally, see if it rolls.
I've done a barrel roll. I've done a
that.
Nope.
There's another ditch over here, I'm sure.
Yeah, hit it.
Oh, that wasn't really a ditch. Alright, we're gonna floor it. Oh, we just floated over that ditch.
I've seen that.
Oh.
Oh, man. Oh, you got some major error.
Oh,
dude.
that.
Major error. And your back
Uh-oh.
wheels are stuck in the ground.
Alright.
All
Alright, we did it. We did it. I
look
broke
at
it.
the mud textures were awesome when you were midair.
Oh, I broke it.
Just go
All right,
back a little
guys.
bit, it'll come out.
Well, on that note.
So on that note, we're just gonna leave this truck buried up to its rear axle.
That'll
And,
buff out, no problem.
We'll magically get it out of the ground for the next stream. So I appreciate you all for coming out, and we'll
Thanks,
probably do
thanks,
this.
guys.
We'll probably do this crazy fun next Friday. So
Thanks,
see you
everybody.
then.
Good night.
Happy farming, everybody.